Hello. I go by Rocky. I'm an astrologer, taromancer, artist, poet, creator, producer, and things like that. I wanted to check in and do a what to be aware of for the week given the astro transits. Those are posted in my blog. The link will be somewhere accessible. I'll make it known where it is. I can't. How do people do scripts, bro? Like, it feels so robotic. Whatever. I wanted to break the energies up into specific videos. I wanted to try something different. So for this specific video, it will be for Capricorns and Aquarius. The way that I will be speaking about the signs, it will be as if they are your rising sign, but you can apply it to your rising, your moon, your sun, your Mercury, your Venus, and your Mars. And the reason why I say that for the faster moving planets is because essentially that is what shows up in us and within us as we, show up to people physically. As the slower moving planets, like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are essentially the foundation from which we emerge from energetically with the faster moving planets. What did I want to say? Everybody is being guided energetically to... It is so funny, I promise you. Everybody is being guided to energetically watch Sagittarius and Pisces reading to get a better understanding better understanding of the bigger picture that is being shown to us collectively. The reason why I was like, it's so funny because I cleanse my cards after each reading, and Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, popped out. So again, everybody is being guided to go towards that reading. Jupiter's really been out here with this expansion and this energy of I got that. It's dope when you can see it, but either way you flip it, sidereally or tropically, we're dealing with Saturnian energy, with all of these planets being in tropically Aquarius and sidereal, tropical Aquarius, sidereal Capricorn. We're essentially coming to learn how things are coming to form, how things have formed, why things have formed, the roots of certain things, and what has played out and how it has played out has accumulated to this present moment, right? Or the present aha moment that you have, and you may be seeking more clarity. Mercury retrograde is getting you to review what you have learned with all these things coming together, right? Especially with this Saturn and Jupiter conjunction that has been going on for quite some time. And what's funny is, as this video is for Capricorns and Aquarius, which is, ruled by Saturn, I wanted to really focus on this energy that we have going on, this potency that's in this Saturn energy, right? We have 7 planets in either sign, with either way you flip it. So with these 7 planets in Saturnian energy, we are having a really based focus on community, on foundation building, on structure, even learning about certain limitations, learning about, what comes with working with other people, what comes with being independent and working by and for yourself, right? What it means to break free from a structure that has held up for so long that can no longer serve you and where you're aiming to go, or that the values of that structure have shifted as well to where it needs to be rebuilt, right? So with this energy, again, I'm speaking as if it is your rising sign, but again, apply it as applicable to you and whatever planets you have in your inner solar system. If you want to look at where it is in your chart, like house-wise, if you even, regardless of if you have planets in that house or not, you just want to see how that, or how these energies are affecting that house specifically, then yeah, this is for you. But let's start with Capricorns, right? You have all of this energy in your first and or second house, right? So you are like you, as well as Cancers and Libra, there are certain things that have come to the light for you that have been like, I didn't know that, or I didn't take account of that. I hadn't thought about that. That's that Aquarian energy. If you want to talk about it from a tropical point of view, with all of these planets in Aquarius, there is a different aspect that you guys were not used to. It's like Aquarius energy can help Capricorn's energy in their rigidity. It's like, because Aquarius is a fixed sign, it doesn't gravitate too far away from natural Saturnian energy. However, there's a specific way that Aquarius builds that's different than how Capricorns build. Capricorns, I feel like, are a bit more introverted. They would rather be to themselves, work by themselves. You know, they're very introverted. And it's not to say that Aquarians aren't introverted as well. However, they're definitely more social. You guys can lie about that if y'all want to. Aquarians are way more social than Capricorns, okay? Those are the ones that, you know, they don't mind going out to party, but they will set a time limit as well. But they do want to have fun. Look at these videos cutting off on me, man. So, okay. Let's talk about Aquarius energy, right? Anyway, that was Capricorn, and it being in these planets being either your first or second house, depending on what you want to look at. Aquarius, with this energy being in your first and in your 12th house, you're definitely shifting into a new person. I feel like a lot of these things that have a lot of the events that have transpired in your life have helped you to become the person that you are, and you're coming to realize, maybe even have a deeper sense of appreciation for everything that has transpired in your life because of the person that you are now. You could be having a lot more relationships and, you know, just pretty much everything reflecting who you are and the changes that you have implemented in your life. You may feel good. But let's talk about Uranus, because I feel like Uranus is doing something here as well. And this only happened for you and Libra and Taurus, where Uranus was like making itself known. So let's talk about Uranus and Mars conjunction, right? There have been changes for you, Aqua, in your 4th house, your 3rd and 4th house, actually, sidereal, Aries, tropical Taurus. So you may have changed your mindset, or this Mercury retrograde that's going on now is helping you to see how your mindset is helping you to your mindset is being reflected back to you, essentially, pretty much, in the way that you show up, in the way that you work with other people, the way that you come off to other people, the way that you circulate money, generate money. It's a reflection of you. And there have been some changes that you may have needed to implement in order for these things to reach you, or you are establishing a boundary where you are now learning that there are standards that you need to establish and boundaries that you need to establish, and people have to meet them, and it is what it is. But at the same time, don't be too rigid to where you don't allow yourself to have a multitude of different experiences that you miss out on something that's innately for you. Ooh. I'll get into these cards. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, yes, I did. Yes, I did. All this re-recording and having to place these videos together got me forgetting if I said certain things, but I know that I did. So yeah, Aquarius, this 3rd and 4th house energy, there's definitely been some changes to your mindset. There's probably been some changes to the way that you have been living, the way that you establish things for yourself, the way that you establish security for yourself, okay? Capricorns, this energy was also in your 4th house, but it was in your 4th or your 5th house. So you are coming to understand how maybe the type of household that you want to establish moving forward with everything that's given. You may have learned a lot from past relationships, your parents, even just like, you know, things that you've seen people go through, and you've witnessed it from the outside. But yeah, why I did the reaction that I did with the cards that came out. So Capricorn, Aquarius, the energy that you should be focused on is Pluto, actually, as Judgment came out. There we go. With Pluto being in tropical Aquarius or sidereal Capricorn, there is a new way of seeing how these things have long-term effects. There are some things that have come into your awareness psychologically and mentally, and it has shifted how you feel physically and emotionally, to where it has either already taken on its long-term effects or it's beginning to. It could be in a sense of creation. So again, Aquarius, with this Uranus energy being in your sidereally in your 3rd house, it could have sparked some wisdom in you as far as how you think and how you process things. You could also be dealing with a Gemini. Wait, I said Capricorn 3rd house. I meant to say Aquarius 3rd house. Maybe I did say Aquarius 3rd house. I don't know. Something about Capricorn just showed up too. For Capricorn men, this could have been changes with a spouse or an ex or a partner. I am low-key getting a disagreement to where somebody left because of some things that were probably said, and you're coming to understand why this person left. That's just what I'm getting. Jupiter's out here again. Oh, I just realized Gemini is also out here again. So yeah, you could be dealing with a Gemini with the Lovers that came out. Mercury in Aquarius, or Mercury in your 1st house, is asking you how you have been speaking to yourself, because the way that you speak to yourself, it does reflect in the way that you speak to others. You may not recognize it, but the people that you have afflicted and affected, they do. Yeah, you hurt somebody. Saturn, your parent, your ruling planet, is showing you how this came to form, and it may be showing you also the changes in the movement that happened with whatever transpired, because this shifted something. This lightning here, this crackle, it can't be unseen. So whatever was being built with this person, and this one is funny because in this particular card, the Tower, it's still up. It's not falling. It's not crashing. It's not burning. But it is on fire. Oh, I see it now. It's like it's on fire at the top, and it's like the top of it is chipping away. So it's probably something that just began and now it's starting to have its trickle effect as far as the changes that it's implementing, because now that you've seen whatever this is, you can't unseen, and then there's already been some action with Mars that has followed. So again, yeah, Aquarius, this could be very, very loud for you. Very, very loud for you. And the reason why I said self-sabotage is because we have this right here, and then this is Sun and Gemini card. You could be dealing with a Gemini, or you were dealing with a Gemini. And there was some type of confusion that you or they tried to leave behind. And now they're looking back like, yeah, I probably could have handled that better. I probably should have said this. I probably could have, because Two of Swords represents a Libra aspect. And that speaks about relationships and the harmony within that relationship. And it probably wasn't even had. You literally left that to somebody else. I'll tell you one thing, Gemini's got it with that balance shit. It may come off as imbalance, but trust you and me. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Okay? And that's probably literally what happened. They were able to balance themselves out. And now you're looking back at them like, whoa, you balanced yourself out. Wait a minute. I can come back to you. What? No, you can't. Nah, brother, your action of putting your foot out the door and doing whatever, okay, I won't even say putting your foot out the door. Whatever action that you implemented, that first step in implementing that action, you already caused a ripple effect. And with Mars being a planet, one of the planetary rulers of Scorpio, you could have been dealing with a Scorpio as well, because Pluto came out. Or you could be realizing that this bond with this Gemini or this communication with the Scorpio has sparked a ripple effect, and whatever you were building, now the shit is just like, it's starting to crackle, because yeah, you could be blinded by the light and seeing how these things, or you may be blinded by the light and not seeing how this foundation is falling. It's not stable, or it's on fire. It's burning. City on fire. Mischief, mischief, mischief. If you know where that's from, you're tight. I love how these things just pop up randomly. City on fire. Oh, somebody tried it. We didn't start the fire. Yes, you did. Ryan started the fire. He tried to blame it on Ryan. Who's Ryan? Or somebody could be trying to blame it on the stars. Orion's belt could be getting an ass whooping. I don't know. These things are just coming here. But yeah, there was something that happened, and there was some heartbreak that it sparked some changes. It sparked a judgment moment where you had to sit and reflect on the part that you played in it. I now understand. Okay, so let's be intimate real quick. Let's be intimate real quick. So I was watching Powerpuff Girls last night, right? And it was the episode when Mojo Jojo kidnapped the professor and wanted him to make Mojo some superpowers like the Powerpuff Girls. And the professor didn't remember having Mojo Jojo as an assistant. And then once he was, tied up and captive and whatnot, he remembered why he got rid of Mojo Jojo, or why Mojo Jojo had to go. Mojo was hurt because, you know, he was like, you don't even remember me. It was always about the girls. I'm sorry, because that could be an abandonment, and I'm not laughing at that. I'm literally laughing at Powerpuff Girls. But that could have been an abandonment thing for you, and it could have hurt you. And I'm sorry. I promise, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Mojo. But all that to say, the reason why the professor didn't really remember Mojo was because Mojo kept breaking all of his stuff. And it was something that he was saying to Mojo Jojo. He was like, please stop doing that. Stop breaking my stuff. And then he remembered. I want y'all to really hone in on that. As the professor was tied up and held captive, and I also want to add, he represented Jupiter aspect. I'm going to get into it. He represented Jupiter and Uranus energy. As he was held captive and he couldn't travel, he couldn't expand, he remembered why he had to get rid of Mojo Jojo, or why certain things happened between him and Mojo Jojo. But what he also remembered was that Mojo Jojo was the cause of why the Powerpuff Girls were created. Because he kept fucking around in the lab, he made he made the professor hit the chemical X, which spilled into the secret ingredients to make the perfect little girls. All right. So then Mojo had this moment. He was like, it was me. I was the one who sparked the changes that created the perfect little girls. I did it. Yes. And what's funny is Mojo represents Saturn, because he was the one that took account of everything that happened in the lab. Even though he was the one that was fucking it up, he could see the things that the professor was doing. You know, he was expanding in his craft. He was expanding on his ideas. He was expanding. Okay? So, with these expansions, and then you got Mojo Jojo, aka Saturn, just coming in here, just, oh, you can't do that now because I broke this, Saturn. Constriction, limitation, boundary. Oh, you can't, make that because I broke this too, Saturn. But then also the breaking, the unconventional changes is Uranus. The unconventional timing, Saturn, of things breaking in the lab is accounted for. They're accounted for. They work in synastry together, okay? So not only did Mojo Jojo and the professor have this interaction, Mojo Jojo, which is, also known, Mojo Jojo, who represents Saturn, which is also known as Father Time, he came to remember the events that led up to him creating the Powerpuff Girls, as did Uranus, which accounts for everything that Saturn does, because what Saturn didn't realize, or what Mojo Jojo didn't realize, was that it wasn't the work that just the professor was doing that he was focused on. He was focused on this monkey that's running around in this laboratory. That's something that he has to account for. Okay? I know that I'm working in this laboratory with all of these expensive materials and chemicals that could blow up my fucking house, but I got this monkey in here anyway. That was a choice. Do you hear me? All right now. Oh, I love how these messages come out. It was a choice. You did it. And you may have been so blinded because it was an explosion that happened. If y'all remember, my man's was laid out on the ground. Chemical X. Anyway, the professor was laid out on the ground. All that to say, the explosion was the light that was blinding the both of them, that created this moment to where he and the professor had to realize that they created the Powerpuff Girls. For every fuck up, there's a counter active fuck up. And these things were created with love, with actual genuine love. So what I was going to say was, and I'll just wrap this up. Be thankful for the changes that have transpired because they showed you who you were or who you are. It shows you whether or not you liked it. And if you don't like it, you have the power to change it. If you like it, go off. But be thankful for the changes because, you know, you could be thankful for the way people treated you because it led you up to a certain point, or somebody could feel that way about you. That's what I wanted to get at. So either way you look at this coin, it has value. So heads or tails, you know? You either was head first in your game and you peep and you're like, I got it. Or you're at the tail end of the game and you're just like, shit, I could have did better. I could have. But now you know. And now that you know what you know, what are you going to do? How are you going to move forward? How are you going to allow Mercury's retrograde to help you to review yourself and review how you go about communicating these things, how you're treating people, how these things are communicated back to you? Not funny. I did it. Somebody's really confused as to what the fuck happened. What do you mean? What do you mean this happened? All I did was. Is that all you did? Are you sure that's all you did? Are you sure? You might want to look at that. Might want to run back to that. You might want to run that by whoever again. Try it again. Ask again. The magic conch. Oh, ask again. Pull the string. Ask again. Yeah, that. Yeah, that's been your reading, because I'm honestly just about sick of these things just cutting off. But, and I'll wrap it off with a Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus lesson here. With this editing, this modifying, this building of this video editing that I have to do, I'm now learning what it takes to edit these videos, to record these videos, how much time goes into these videos, and the changes that they will bring, not only for me in my experience, but for the people that will be impacted by these messages that they come across, because I know they will. I'm grateful to give them, because again, not a lot of people can say that they know. Oh, how they fake, but you see who knows and who doesn't know. And if you don't know, that's okay. Just be honest. What the fuck you lying for? If you don't know, you don't know. And understanding that even in the midst of all that we know nothing. Everything's subjective. Yeah, it's just funny. But yeah, Capricorn, Aquarius, that's been your reading. Hopefully it resonates. Hopefully y'all can follow with all the choppy and everything, because just about every video done went through this. But I, Professor Utonium, knew that Mercury retrograde, which is my mojo jojo, was going to be in my lab as I was producing this. Oh, God. Please don't let that go past you. Powerpuff Girls, dog. Powerpuff Girls. It's amazing. I love, man, Mercury retrograde is lit. I love it. But yes, I knew that Mercury retrograde was going to be in my lab as I recorded this. That was the risk that I was willing to take. I chose that. And I even said it in a previous video. Yes, I'm doing this in a Mercury retrograde because I choose to. I know the risk that is coming with that. Message. Bye.